Greetings, man. It's Saturday. It's the 10th of July. And guess what? This show is about the final, England versus Italy, which is scheduled for 8 o'clock tomorrow on terrestrial TV. And we're here to talk about it. And I'm delighted to have on the show tonight from Arsenal, the Armoury, Tony SilvaFox. Tony.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
Oh, man. How you doing, Tony?
Yeah, not bad.
Good. Welcome.
Buzzing.
Thanks for coming. And also, my main man from Man United Agenda is Mr. Capital B. Yes.
You did.
How are you, Mr. B?
I'm good, man. I just want tomorrow to come. I just want to go to sleep, wake up, and it's 7:55, and the final's going to be started in 5 minutes.
So, Mr. B, if there's any comments coming in, can you control that for me, please?
No problem, man. No problem. I got that for you.
And what work are you going to do for me, Tony? What job you got on? You're just going to deliver some great content, I suppose.
That's what we got to do. That's
unbiased,
what we do around here.
Yeah, okay. Brilliant. So, as we know, it's England versus Italy. Just going to ask quickly, what do you guys think of the tournament so far? I'm throwing it out to you, Tony. Has it excited you that much?
It has, and I think what's done it is the inclusion of fans. You know, it's something that we've not been used to for the last year, and it's. I would say it's lived up to the hype, but I don't think there was really much hype to it to start with. But yeah, no, it's been brilliant.
And so far, just quickly while we're there, what's been the highlight for you leading up to the final?
I think it's all the England games. You know, let's call it biased, but. You know, we didn't expect too much. We did expect something, but not maybe the final. And the road to the final has been it's been some journey, hasn't it? Let's put it this way.
Over to you, Mr. B. Same question.
I think it's been brilliant.
Yeah?
I think it's been brilliant. I agree with Tony about the fans. It has made a real difference. I mean, that England game, I got home from work at about 1. Switched on the TV about 1:30, and it was like the old school. Remember when the FA Cup used to be on ITV and BBC One, and they used to have the coverage for the whole day?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. I was just sitting down there. I'm thinking, you know what? Just get through. So I couldn't even begin to work out what the final's going to be like tomorrow. And the tournament itself, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. The fact that England have made a final is the icing on top of a really sweet cake at the moment. So, you know, right now, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting with real excitement, boy. I didn't think I was going to be gassed. I'm not going to lie, but as it's gone on, it's just built. It's built. I'm ready to burst, man. I'm ready to burst.
Guys, one thing that I found really special about this tournament is that it's all the interaction, the social media interaction. As we know, on this platform together, we're one big family out here, and we're interacting daily, whether it's on WhatsApp, we're doing podcasts, so we're discussing the show almost on the hour, you know? So do you think that makes a big difference to you guys, rather than just relying on the terrestrial TV, that we're actually producing our own shows and content out there? Tony, what do you think?
Oh yeah. That's a big part of it as well, you know. And it's brought us all together, like you said. You know, there's always been that. Oh, but he's a Tottenham player, you know, and he's an Arsenal player, blah blah. But you don't see none of that in this tournament. You really don't. And it's something else. It really is. You
second that, Mr. B, to having to do it all this social media?
To a certain extent, I do, but you still get people talking about Saka and Sancho.
That's just the way. That's just to wind you up, mate.
Yeah, he's right though. Banter-wise, it's strange agreeing with obviously the Armoury, agreeing with obviously the Popites, you know, the gems of this world, agreeing with Sam Spurs for life and his crew. It's been nice. It really has been. It's been just a strange camaraderie between everybody. You know, I'm cheering when the England shirt's on. I don't care who scores in an England shirt. Yeah, I'm not bothered. Saka hit a hat-trick. I'm cheering every single one of those goals. Harry Kane hits a hat-trick. I'm cheering every single one of those goals. So it's nice. It just feels like they say it's brought the country together. It's brought FTB together, and I'm loving it.
Great words. Great words.
True,
I'm feeling all warm inside now, Mr. B. I love it. It's true. No, it's so true. Because we had that rivalry between clubs, and then we come together as one, and we're united, and we're in the final. We've come all on this journey together. And I think it resonates with the England team as well, that they've all played for different clubs, but for once now they've come together and they're doing it as a one unit, one team, one nation, and I think that's led to their success. So do you want to read out a couple of comments before we move forward, please?
Yeah, I've got one from Tane Dowell saying that Kane's been carried for the Euros. I mean, Omondi, I would like to 30 seconds, that's all you've got.
I do.
Just to answer this question and let me know what you think. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, first, obviously, we know that with Kane, I'm not a big fan of his. I rate him as a good player, but I think if you look at the goals, he's been spoon-fed the 2 goals, and he scored a penalty, which he missed, got the rebound as well. He doesn't offer pace over the top. He's coming too deep. I'm not really happy with his overall performance, and I'm not happy that people would put him on a pedestal, because he's the one that at the end of it's probably going to be lifting the cup, and it's all about him. But really and truly, I think we're denying other players opportunity to do exactly what he does. Just finish your dinner. He scored his goal, header, and attacking.
Time's up.
Thank you.
30 seconds. Thank you very much. Next one.
Big up, Anthony. Yeah.
Gems.
Gemma says, evening, boys, key area for this, the tactical shout here from Gem saying, evening, boys, key area for this match is midfield. Weakest area versus the Danes. How can we best set up our midfield to deal with the Italians? Hold on, I'm the host. I'm the one who's come here, take it over. Get out of my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen, man. I'm stirring up something good here. Great content, lads. That's from Pyro. Hi, Pyro Destiny. Big up, man. Thanks for coming. Gems again says the guys who like to highlight every time a Man United player does anything remotely above average. Oh, so you agree it's been above average. Thank you. That's a compliment.
That's all we needed to hear.
And Andy Herbert says it's coming home 2-1 to the England. We agree. Big up, Solo. He says afternoon, or really, Solo, it's like 8 o'clock now. So good evening.
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 Charles, hi, Charles, Liverpool fan, but we're all united here. It says evening, chaps. I'm going to enjoy it. I wonder what Charles is going to be up to. And Solo says amazing work. Keep up the good work. So look, guys, let's move on. Since Gemma stole my thunder, and I've got a question here for you guys. Is like, how do we score goals tomorrow, and how do we break them down? So I want a little bit of a tactical analysis from both of you. I'm going to start with you, Mr. B. How do we score our goals, and how do we break this Italian team that are renowned for being tough defensively? How do we break them down? Over to you.
Do they have to change anything that they've been doing? I mean, England have gone in very what's the word? I was trying to think of a long word, but fuck that. They've gone into the tournament really defensive, but it seems to have worked with obviously Sterling. They're giving Sterling the ball. He's doing bits at the moment. They're giving the ball to Saka. He's doing bits at the moment. So they have a system and a pattern of play. Obviously, having Rice and Phillips in there is an issue that obviously we've gone through a lot this season, me and you on Monday, but it's a different sort of double pivot with, I think they seem to be, the creativity is probably not there, but they don't need it as long as, look, they've got Harry Kane dropping into midfield now and pinging long balls. Whether or not that's a tactic, I have no idea, but again, he did it for Spurs. It seems to be working, so I don't think they really need to change much more than what they're doing, if I'm honest. I mean, I could sit here and give the ball to this person. No, don't change the team. I would keep Saka played. I would keep Saka in again. I wouldn't change the team. I wouldn't change the team. And then he's also got the option to bring on the Grealish, who as a impact sub, he's been amazing. That's something that maybe I don't understand why he's not starting, but we've made the finals, so who are we to to be calling for Grealish to be played. Southgate knows what he's doing, and he just needs to know what he's doing for another 120 minutes maximum tomorrow.
So Tony, after hearing all that, you got anything to add to the tactical for England, how we can break them down, how we can score our goals?
I absolutely agree with what Mr. B was saying just there. It's you've got to go with Saka. He's more of the defensive type. You stick with the two with Rice and Phillips. I mean, Kyle Walker, I thought he was exceptional against Denmark. He was always there for the last man, and we need to keep him on as well because he does that really well. I wouldn't really change a thing in terms of the starting lineup and maybe the formation. So one thing I've noticed about Italy in this tournament is that they do tire easily.
Okay.
So if we stick, but they're quick going forward. There's no doubt about it. You've got the Insignias, your Barellas, the Chiesas. They're quick going forward, and they will keep doing that. They will try and keep coming forward, and we'll be the kind of team that will allow them to do that. The more they do that, the quicker they will get tired. Get tired. We'll make this late subs like we always do. Change it up a bit. Bring a Grealish on, and then we'll just hit them on the counter as well. So, that's the way I could see us beating them.
But Tony, just to add, Gemma's mentioned something about the midfield. About the midfield battle. You've harped on that as well about the two. Do you think Italy got strong midfield? And how do you see Italy being a threat towards us?
Well, obviously, I think their key player in that midfield would be Jorginho, obviously playing in the Premier League with Chelsea. And he's going to know the likes of Rice and Phillips. And he's going to know how to move that ball around in the midfield. But it can work the other way. We know Jorginho.
Yeah.
So,
but how right? So, two questions. So, are they going to score from set pieces? Are they going to play the ball and play through us, cut through us, or are they going to get in behind us? How do you see them scoring their goals against us? If they do,
I think for them they'd have to be set pieces. They've got their big men in Chiellini, Immobile, and all that. They can get onto the end of things from like corners and free kicks and whatnot. But it's the same with us as well. I think we are pretty evenly matched, if I'm honest. I really do, in terms of the way we play, the tactics. Okay, they may be a little quicker because I think Immobile is quicker than Kane. But it's like you said on Kane, he does drop back quite a bit. And he does it well. He does it well for Tottenham. He's done it well for us in this tournament. So it's the fatigue, the fatigueness that's going to win it for us. Because, like I said, I believe Italy do tire easily, whereas we can go on, and then we can change up. We've got a bet in comparison. We've got a bench, and we can bring anybody on.
So you think it's a battle of attrition where we have to wear them down, and we've got a better squad to sort of outlast them?
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. In a nutshell, yeah. That.
Mr. B, what do you think about that then? How do you think Italy? Where do you see their threat towards us? Can they break us down by playing through us? Can they get in behind us? Can they set pieces? Where do you see the threat from Italy? Where's it coming from, in your opinion?
None. No threat.
Okay.
No threat. I'm bullshitting, man. I think it depends again who they play. The thing with England at the moment, their team is set, so Italy can, to a certain. All right, England's 10 players are set. There's still an argument with Saka and Sancho, maybe. So Italy can maybe set in regards to positioning of players if Sterling picks up the ball, or positioning of players if Kane picks up the ball deep, where I think Italy, do we know what Italy's set team's going to be? They've got Chiesa playing. He plays well on the right. Then you've got Barella, who came on and played even better when he came on. Then you look at Verratti, who I believe is going to start. I think he's going to be the difference between the two teams. He's the watch battery, innit? He's the one who keeps everything just ticking over. Good point. So if they can get somebody on him to stop him from being, Spain have got that in Busquets, but I think Verratti does it further up the pitch and he's a bit more creative with his passing. Yeah. I think he's the one that they need to sit on. Whether it means
Mount.
Well, yeah, but then does that mean that Mount then, because Mount's obviously going to be playing more offensive, Verratti sometime ends up so far up the pitch that Mount could be stepping on Rice's toes if it's a thing where he's been told to track him. So I'm not sure if it's zones maybe that they'll have to pick him up or what, but I think Verratti's going to be the key. I think Verratti's the key tomorrow. Chiellini and Bonucci, Kane isn't going to get into a physical battle with either one of them two. I don't think it makes sense. So the game that Kane's been playing, I think is going to help them. So the Italians, I think it's just, I just think the pace is going to kill them.
Yeah.
I think if they get caught one-on-one with Sterling or Saka, man, they are in big, big trouble.
Good
you know,
shout.
Yeah, I really think that's where the Italians have to be worried about. Defensively for us, I just think that the back four playing at the moment is dealing with most things very, very well. I said with those two, with the two in front of them, the Italians aren't going to go through the centre. So it's whether or not they can use, I don't know who the Italian left-sided player would be.
Insigne from Napoli. Little short guy, cuts inside his right foot, whips them in.
Oh, that's the guy who came in and scored the goal, flicked in and scored the goal with his right foot, the finesse shot into the right-hand side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was Chiesa.
Was that Chiesa?
That was Chiesa, but Insigne does the same thing. He's plays on the left.
No, I think Mr. B's right. Insigne did do that. He did that. That was
right.
against, I can't remember who it was now, but yeah, it was definitely Insigne. Was it against Belgium?
Quite possibly, yeah. They scored a similar goal when they cut in and swerved it into the, a bit like Armoury, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry,
But anyway,
yes,
all right, there's enough questions coming in, man. Let's go. There's enough people here. Big up everyone chipping in. Let's go.
Where did we get to? We got to about here.
Okay, so Charles Williams saying, I think England have to score first to win. Can I just add to that? I think, yeah, he's right. With the way Italy play, you saw them against Spain, they shut up shop. If they score first, they would even change players to lock it down, and it's really difficult to score against them. So that's a good shout, Charles. You think, guys? Charles,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, all right, going on. Charles also saying, playing our footy fast-paced, if we allow the Italians to dictate the pace, we will struggle. So he's saying encouraging a hard, fast pace against them. Anthony Herbert, he's saying, I've been telling everyone, if England win, I'm not having sex for the whole year, but I still got to tell the missus this. He said, Andy, we're going to have to do a documentary fly on the wall with you for next season. See how that goes. Charles Williams said, I would start with Grealish rather than Rice for this game, as we need to break them down.
You know what?
That's risky,
I think if he had done that in the tournament at some stage, I would understand that. But I can't see why you're going to change something for the most important game that's worked the last 6 games. I just can't see. That wouldn't be something that I would do personally. But
yeah. Hi, Stu MC says Chelsea. Chiesa and Insigne are the first twin threat of wing forwards England have faced in the entire competition, but you won't get that from the Mickey Mouse British pundits. So he's trying to say he's highlighting their threat, and he's also saying that he's not hearing much about them.
I've seen him here before. I think he's Scottish.
Okay, yes. All right, I don't know this person's name. I haven't seen him before. Kids watch Amy. Is that Japanese cartoons? Kids watch.
I don't know.
We'll
pass that anyway. I saw a couple of.
Stu says Barella is equally as influential as Jorginho at progressive passing. Bam, bam. England have their work cut out. Yeah, good shout. Grandpa Stevens, how you doing, man? He says, don't underestimate an Italian defense. Seeing size of their noses. That's Cellini you're talking about. He's a liar, that's why. We only have to turn our head sideways, and we're taking down the winger and the wing back. And we've taken down the winger and the wing back. So that's a tough one. Stu MC against Scotland had 3 clear-cut shots at goal. Italy are light years ahead of Gilmore, McGregor, and McGinn. Phillips and Rice were woeful against the football midfield.
Confirmed. See, there you go.
Kick and rush football might be England's best method. This is from Stu MC, which goes along with Charles said about we need to get back to a half fast pace. RCBN Chelsea, my man, how you doing? Says hi guys, we're all right.
That's the last one for now.
Okay, great comments, guys. Yeah, what do you think about that? So he's highlighted the midfield again of Italy, and I agree. I think against Spain, maybe they couldn't really dominate, and they played a more tactical game. But I think they've got more ballers in there. We've got Rice and Phillips, and they've got the names you had: Jorginho. They got Barella. They got the guy from PSG.
Right.
All three of these guys are ball retention, progressive passing, good players. So is that their main threat, really, guys? Because I don't see them get behind us with the pace or anything. I think we deal with that.
It's going to be the midfield battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can I push out, do you think, Tony, do you think Mount should have a starting position behind the play or he doesn't want to be ahead of the play?
I would start Mount just because he's that number 8, isn't he? He's box to box. He can tackle. He's not a bad tackler. And it helps out Rice and Phillips, and he can carry the ball forward. So you would have to start Mount. Grealish can't do that. Foden might not be playing because he's got a foot injury. So you'd have to side with Mount on this one.
So what I'm saying is, rather than Mount be ahead of the play, he should maybe position himself in front of them so they have to play through him rather than being tackling. Just have an extra number there. Do you think the same, Mr. B?
Yeah, I think so. But then I'm going to assume that if he does drop off, Kane's going to be right beside him. So it's going to be on Sterling and Saka to be maybe the spearhead, if you see what I mean, as in, like an arrow tip where they started wide and then they end up doing this, or one of them ends up doing that. So I think it will be that. The thing is, if Mount, I don't want to go too defensive, but because of the subs that England have, he could afford to be in the game in 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that whatever's coming on is going to be a madness because they've been sitting down there watching it. So, yeah, you know what? The Mount behind would probably be a good idea. It's just the instruction that the team has. If Mount picks up the ball in that position, where are the other players then going to be? Because obviously Mount would be somebody that Rice or Phillips would be looking for in sort of how the game's being played. But if he's not there, somebody else is going to have to be, have the instruction to when he drops to whether it's somebody on the left or somebody on the right cutting in and being that focal point. So again, it's building up one pattern of play to stop the Italians. But once you've stopped them, you then need to know what you're doing in that transition.
Totally agree, Mr. B. That's a really good point. I think there's two phases here: when we have got the ball and when we haven't got the ball. So I think when we haven't got the ball, I think you need to have a starting position where they're not ahead. You're not ahead of the play, for example. That's where I think Mount could be crucial in it because he's got the legs. Just sit ahead, not ahead of them, in front of them, so they have to play through us more and close the gaps up. Because I found. Some good points here from the young Scotsman. He was saying against the chances created against us from Scotland, for example, when they had a good quality midfield, the three of them, they were able to create chances by playing through the gaps of Rice and Phillips in that way. So I felt I'd like to see Mount, when we haven't got the ball, come in and sit in there just to make us a bit more solid. So just quickly going on, there's a few more questions coming in again. Other thing I wanted to ask you is what are the weak links for Italy and weak links for England, please? Let's go. If you're coaching either side, what are the weak links? What are you looking at, Tony?
Well, I think the fact that to start with, they're missing Spinazzola, who's probably been their best player.
Best left back in the tournament. Left back in the tournament.
So you can have Sterling and Shaw on that side expose that. Also, I suppose their age in defence.
centre backs in Chiellini and Bonucci are not as they're not as quick as they used to be, and I think we could give them a torrid time, especially when we obviously go forward. So yeah, other weaknesses.
I think you mentioned about fatigue as well, didn't you? About the Italian weakness.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's ultimately their biggest weakness, and when I see Immobile, he doesn't deal with pressure very well as well. So as long as we can hassle him whenever he's got the ball, then yeah, that's another factor in defence as well. So yeah, but for me, but like I said, the big thing for me, I said earlier on, is Italy tie easily.
Okay. Well, what about England's weaknesses then? If you're on the opposing side,
Pickford, shoot from anywhere.
Short arms.
Good shout.
Need I say any more?
I'll throw this to you, Mr. B, so stop laughing. What do you think? Weaknesses?
So I'm gonna go with this comment by RC Buying, the Chelsea fan TV. He said on here that the Italian fullbacks are weak. Both Emerson is great going forward, but defensively bad. Di Lorenzo can't go forward. I mean, is Emerson, is he definitely playing as the Italian left back tomorrow? 100%? Oh, Jesus. Can you imagine Saka on him tomorrow?
You think Saka roasting him?
Yeah, I think one-on-one, Sterling and Saka is where is the two areas where I think they're going to cause the most trouble. And again, I will agree with, it might not, our strongest department is Italy's weakest defensive, like they what's the word? Yeah. So yeah,
on point.
I believe it's, you know what? I'm gonna thank Uncle Ray and nephew, man. He's giving me some lyrics today, boy.
On point.
Oh yeah.
What you just said, we're gonna have to capture that, and after the game tomorrow, it will look evident. Trust me. What you just said, I totally agree with you.
England looks stronger. What's this one? England looks stronger overall, but the lack of. I'm going to put this question actually to Mr. RC Bayern. As much as they lack the creativity in midfield, do you feel that there's a player in the England squad who could have done the job that either of them did, but has got the passing capabilities as well? That's a question, sorry, for you guys, and obviously, you know, the viewing public, if there's anybody watching. Just a question, if there's anybody in the England squad who could have done both the defensive role that either of them done, but has got the passing as well, and the discipline. I think
Bellingham, even though he hasn't had an opportunity, he hasn't had an opportunity to show that. I think he has got that in his locker. And I think Henderson as well, when he's come on, which I expect to come on tomorrow, is being dynamic and really trying to probe and get forward and full of energy.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that.
So moving on. Any more questions? But I'm just going to say now, I just want a prediction, guys, because we're going to wind it down. It's only a short show. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for all this buzz of activity in the comments. But I just want like a prediction, and just tell me where you're going to be and why. How do you want to savor the moment? Because this is bigger than we actually expected pre-tournament, you know. And I just want to say as well to the FTB who've been following the tournament every single day. We've been delivering a lot of content around the Euros. I just want to thank you guys as well for giving the public and myself a lot of insight into the game, into the teams, everything else. So it's been a wonderful experience for me and everyone else as part of the family as well. So guys, predictions and where you're going to be. And I know Mr. B's he's telling me something pre-show. So Tony, kick us off. Predictions, please, and where you're going to be and how you're going to savor this moment.
Well, I'll be watching it at home with my boy. He's 30, mate, 7 years old.
Yes.
He's been so excited about it. So I'm going to watch it with him. Predictions, right? Okay. I think we will concede. I do think we will concede. Don't ask, I'm going 2-1. Don't ask me when and how. Well, when the goals are going to be scored. But I'm going 2-1, and I'm going for a double Harry here. Believe it or not, me of all people, I'm going for Harry Kane to get the first one for England, and Harry Maguire is going to score the winner.
Wow.
I'll
This is
pass
coming
out.
from me.
I'll pass out. I swear to God. Forget. I swear.
And I feel foolish for saying this in front of you two, but that's just how I feel.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You got to hold on. You got to hold in to what you believe in, you know?
Yeah, I see what you've done there. You're very clever, Omondi. I don't expect nothing less from you, mate. I really don't. But yeah.
So you'll be at home with your young one, and he won't forget that being with Daddy, watching that an epic game like that. Good big
That's
up,
what
Dad.
it's about. It's about memories, isn't it? That's it.
Totally. Mr. B, over to you.
I'm gonna be at my football clubhouse from 5:30. I'm gonna have my spot. I'm gonna have my alcohol. I'm gonna have my recreational sweets. And I am not going to move apart from if I have to go to the toilet. And if I can suck it back until the game is finished, I will do that. I have no intention of thinking about work, going to work. If I turn up, I turn up. Win, lose or draw. It's going to be a mess tomorrow because think about it. You've got to have the pre-little one.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to drink too much because you don't want to miss the game and you want to remember the game. But afterwards, you're either drowning in your sorrows or you're celebrating like an absolute loony. So Monday at the moment is going to be a write-off. I accept that I'm going to lose a day's pay and I don't care. Score prediction. I really, you know what? I want a 3-1. I want an easy 3-1 in 90 minutes where there's going to be no heartache, no pressure, but it's England, man. And I can't do penalties. I swear to God, if it goes to penalties, I'm done. But extra time, I think I can just about take. Penalties, it'll be an I'm getting goose pimples talk about penalties. It'll be an unbearable mess for me. So I want, in my heart of hearts, I want 2-0 in the first half. So that we can relax. But I think the game's gone. You know what? I'm going to go 3-2 England. 3-2 England extra time.
That sounds like a great game.
3-2 England after extra time.
Can I ask you guys, when you're watching the football, are you usually quite vocal? Are you shouting at the screen? Like the other day, were you shouting penalty when Kane went down? Were you outraged? What's your emotions like? Tony?
I mean, when I'm on my own, I'm a nutter. If I'm without the boy, I'm a nutter. But when I'm with the boy, I've got to try and be careful. But he's probably worse than me, to be fair.
I wonder where you get that from. Tony.
Yeah, well.
And Mr. B, you vocal? Do you shouting and screaming at the screen and doing a running commentary?
Yeah, my eyes are bad, so if I'm far from the screen, then I don't say anything because I don't know who's the player is who's got the ball. But if I'm close enough to see the screen, then I will have a little moan. I try not to be too, as I said, like Tony, my son's 8, and there's certain times where I see him celebrate a goal and I'm thinking, oh shit.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I can't be with him. I can't be with him. Yeah, he'll be with his mum watching the game, and I will be far away cussing the life out of myself. So I'm
guys, I just want to this opportunity. We've come a long way at FTB Sports. We've now delivering the Man United agenda, which is all about Manchester United. We've got the Armoury, which is run by Tony SilvaFox here, which is they had the debut a fortnight ago, and we're going into the new season next season. We also got PAXTON Road, which, if you haven't seen it, is probably the best Spurs channel out there right now, and they're delivering content which is unbelievable. Few times a week. It's called PAXTON Road with an X. Go and check that out. They've also got a Liverpool channel. I don't know what they're called, but they've been a bit quiet lately, judging by their season. But hopefully next season with Alvin, Painter, and
Stoney.
Who? Sorry.
Stoney,
Stoney.
The original.
Pato, Mohammed's on board now, and a few others. we're delivering and we represent all the big clubs here. So tune in and tell your friends about FTB Sports. And even if you don't support us, they're like Man United or Tottenham or Arsenal, whatever, just tune in because there's a lot of laughter, a lot of jokes. And we need the support. We need the support, and we love the support. We're doing this out off our own backs, and it's all authentic, and we love what we do here. So thanks for the comments. Yeah, thanks for all the comments, guys. And don't forget to support us next year as we go in as champions of Europe, England. Think about the buzz, and we start the Premiership season. Look at Mr. B. His chest is swelling up. So, so on that note, we're going to wrap up. Any more questions there? Any more statements?
Just this last one.
Hang on. Did Omondi give us a prediction?
All right.
Ooh.
I'm hosting, so I don't want to be giving too much of my opinion. But yeah,
I'm asking you.
All right, I've been consistently saying it's going to be 1-0. As Mr. B knows, I like a 1-0 result, which means shows, especially I want to do an Italian job on the Italians. And if you know, I can't do Michael Caine voice. I wish I could, but I want to do it. I'm not going to try it. I'll embarrass myself. But I want to do an Italian job on the Italians, which means we score early, go 1-0 up, and see the game out, manage it. And stop. I know it's going to give Mr. B a heart attack, but that's the kind of game I want to see us do. That would be more impressive to me. Because I believe in what we've got in the defence there. I think we've been outstanding. I'm not just picking out Harry Maguire. But I think he has been immense as a rock for England, and he represents everything that is English about an English defender. You think of Terry Butcher, you think of Rio Ferdinand bringing the ball out, you think of Bobby Moore making tackles, Sol Campbell scoring goals. He's got it all. So I think he represents a lot for me. I think he's been brilliant all tournaments. So I'd like to keep a clean sheet, score 1-0, take the waves and waves of attack, have our hearts in our mouths. Sorry, Mr. B. And win 1-0 in 90 minutes. That to me would be like more credit against. This is a credible team we're playing against. So if we can win like that, we would no doubt. What I don't want is a red card. I don't want any controversy. We have to remember, I don't know if you guys saw before the penalty shootout between Spain and Italy, Cellini was trying to rub up little left back from Barcelona, rubbing his head, this here. And he didn't like it. He wanted to be professional. But this is all part of the mind game. So I think the Italians, they're experts at that. I don't want to see any controversy. I want to see them not someone get sent off or someone make a mistake or anything like that, which is going to ruin the whole game. I want to see a good game of football between two giants of football, and Italy and England win 1-0. Thank you.
You just saying that was drained. emotionally drained.
So I think you're right off Tuesday as well, Mr. B.
I'm going to ask you a question. If that game goes according to a Monday, we're done, don't you? Our night is finished. Our nerves will be in bits. On Monday, how can a 1-0 close game be better than a 4-0? I would take a 4-0 every day. You in these close tactical games, we don't need that stress, bro. Two early goals, bang bang. See out the first half. 2 early goals in the second half, bang bang. Come 60 minutes, everybody's happy, everybody's dancing, we're already celebrating. We don't need the 1-0s, man. Yeah, it's too painful, man. Too painful. But sorry.
Well, yeah, we'll take a 4-0, 50-1. Go on then.
50-1. Okay, that's straight from the bookie's mouth.
You heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen. Straight from the SilvaFox's mouth.
Tony, didn't you get something right the other day? You won some money, didn't you? Not to tell the world, but yeah, I'm telling the world. You won. Your prediction have been pretty spot on. You've won a bit of money throughout the tournament. I'm not promoting betting, by the way, but yeah, he's predicting well.
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Don't be modest. All right. On that note, I just want to say, like and subscribe this show and the channel if you haven't done already. Like I said, tell your friends and hopefully enjoy the game tomorrow, everybody, and be safe. Don't get too aggressive. Don't get too emotional. Just savor it because it's really special times. And on that note, thank you to my. Sorry, do you want to say something, Tony?
No, I was just going to say maybe we should sign off for a little sing song. What do you reckon?
Should I start it off?
It's coming home.
It's coming home. It's coming.
Football's coming home.
It's coming. You know the waddle dance. The waddle dance. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming.